Hey, so I thought I'd do a little garden and life update from a very pregnant garden lady. Enjoying looking out at my garden right now here in Northeast Ohio. I am 8 months pregnant. We have about 6 weeks left to go before baby is here. And it has been an interesting spring. We're about to embark on summer. It has been fairly cold here in Northeast Ohio this spring. We have had a lot of rain, but this weekend into next week, we're gonna be seeing 90-degree temperatures, and this garden is going to go wild. So I am sitting in my lounge chair in my garden with me and baby here. Very big at this point in time. And it has gotten very difficult to do a lot of things that I normally can do. Yeah, I'm at the point where walking is a challenge. Even talking a lot, I run out of breath. I was talking to a coworker the other day over a Teams meeting, and she messaged me later. She's like, "Are you okay? You sounded so out of breath." And I'm like, well, one, because I've been sick, and two, because all of my organs have been pushed up to make room for this baby. So that's why I'm out of breath. And because of that, my energy has been lower, and I've just really not had much ambition to do a whole lot extra outside of going to work, doing inside household things like making dinners and feeding my teen boys, and maybe doing some laundry, and then just a lot of lounging and resting, and really not a whole lot of garden stuff. So this section of my garden behind me, I was supposed to plant corn in. We tilled it once, and then we never planted the corn, and this is what it looks like right now. I don't know, we may still till that again and then plant some corn. I've got potatoes all up in there. Tomatoes are over there. These are all of the peas that I sowed seeds for on March 30th, and it's June 18th, and they're flowering now. A lot of rain knocked the plants down, so I tried to put some of them back up on the fence, but they look kind of bad. I've got weeds all over the place. Some squashes are starting to come up in here along with the weeds, and some squashes in there. And let's see here, these are our peppers, and they have been stunted because it's been so cold. That back there is all the asparagus that has gone to seed. It's in its ferny stage, creating seeds. My grass continues to get tall. My sons are helping to mow it though, to keep it maintained. I've got beets and carrots in this bed, which is overrun with weeds, so we'll see what comes of those. And I've got pole beans on these trellises here, so hopefully with the heat coming next week, the beans will start to take off. And then over on that side of the garden, this tall thing here is fennel. And then I've got a bunch of flowers, annual flowers, in this first bed. Those are snapdragons that are blooming, so those are pretty right now. A bunch of weeds all around the garden beds, and then under all of the netting is where my brassicas are. So I have cabbages and broccoli, which I've been picking and sharing about, and then I've got cauliflower. So I imagine with 90-degree temperatures, a lot of all of those brassica plants next week will try and go to seed. So I have no cauliflowers heading up yet. I have a Napa cabbage that looks like I could pick it. That's more of like a leafy cabbage, but my other market cabbages are the kind that actually need to make a head, and I'm really nervous that they're not going to because of the heat. And that's just something we run into this time of year with planting spring crops. Sometimes we get a good harvest, and sometimes we don't. You know, I think if it wasn't so cold as much as it was, those would have grown a little bit faster, but we didn't quite have that. But the broccoli, I did get a good broccoli harvest, and we have been picking strawberries like gangbusters the last 2 weeks. I mean, big bowls of strawberries like every 2 to 3 days. So we've had a really good strawberry harvest, and the raspberries will be coming on next. So I'm expecting, a decent raspberry harvest this year, and we'll see about blueberries. I've not really had good luck with my blueberries. My soil's not acidic enough for the blueberry plants. They were like really acidic soil, and I need to do a lot of work with amending the soil for the blueberries so they can actually grow better. And that's kind of like on my mental to-do list, is get my berry and fruit tree orchard area like amended properly for the type of plant, and have it well mulched and like do all these things. But it's not going to happen right now. Obviously, I'm not going to do it right now, but I kind of am making a list of things that I could potentially work on later in the fall. I will have baby by then, but newborns are easier in the fact that they just lay around and sleep and eat. And I don't know, maybe by like October or November, I will feel up to doing some good garden work to prepare for next year, and getting spaces amended and mulched and that kind of thing is great tasks to do in the fall anyways, to prepare for the next season. I also have a lot of spaces in my garden here where I want to put in raised beds, and that was on my plan for last year. We weren't able to get to it because we did a kitchen remodel, and then I was like, okay, maybe we can do it this spring. That wasn't going to happen because we are getting ready for baby, and my husband's been focusing on getting like our barn cleaned out and getting our lawnmower fixed. So that all happened, and now he's working on our baby's room. So the raised beds are not going to happen now, but again, maybe in the fall, that's something that I will be more capable of being able to build myself. So I kind of have all these plans of like things that I want to do while I'm on my maternity leave. And while baby's still, at a point where he just wants to sleep and eat. But I don't know, I could be, surprised and have a very different baby than my last two. My last two were fairly easy newborns. This one could be completely different, and my plans will change, which is okay. But I'm just enjoying the garden as it is and doing what I can. My sons have been helping with some tasks, so I'm very grateful for them. And yeah, just at a point where I'm sitting here observing and going to just pick things as they come in, because that's about as much as I can do and what I have expected by this point in time. My main goal this year was to get the garden planted, and we did that by Memorial Day. We got the garden planted. There is some spaces where seeds that I sowed did not come up, so I do want to get seeds in the ground for that. And we had so much rain today that everything's really well saturated, so I thought about doing that tonight, re-sowing seeds in a couple areas, but I don't think I will. I'll probably save that for tomorrow. And then yeah, pretty much the garden's on autopilot. I'm not trying to worry about the weeds. I see them, I'm like, ooh, I should go and pick those weeds and pull them up. But then I'm like, but this chair is also really comfortable, so maybe I'll just sit here and look at the weeds grow along with my plants. And yeah, as long as we can keep the grass maintained in the pathways, the rest of it is fine. This is just how the garden is going to be this year, and I have made my peace with that. And I made my peace with that, I think, back in like December. It's like, that's just how it's gonna be. I know it's just, you can't expect to do too much when you are in your 8th and 9th month of pregnancy in June and July, so we'll be fine. But yeah, so that's what's going on over here, and we're just counting down the days till our little boy arrives. So let me know in the comments below how your garden's doing, and if you're facing any challenges this growing season that is making you kind of do things a little bit differently.